All right, you're going to want to sit down for this one. I mean, rarely do we see a week so jam-packed with news that it feels like the entire AI universe just expanded. It was a big one.
So it happened. The model literally everyone has been whispering about, speculating about, waiting for, it's finally here.
And honestly, that wasn't even close to being the biggest news. While GPT-5 was grabbing all the headlines, there was this flurry of other massive updates happening that are completely reshaping how AI is built and used.
So, to make sense of this chaos, we're going to break it down into 3 parts. First, the new model wars. Then we'll talk about AI showing up everywhere. And finally, we'll get a peek at what's happening on the next frontier.
Okay, let's kick off with the main event. For months, it has been this intense race to build the smartest, most capable models out there. Well, this week, that race just hit a whole new level. So, OpenAI didn't just release one model. They completely cleaned house. They replaced that whole confusing lineup, GPT-4o, 4.1, all of them, with one single unified family. The standard GPT-5 is now out for everybody, and it's got state-of-the-art performance. The way it works is fascinating too. It has this real-time router that basically decides how much thinking to do for any given task. And they're promising it's way more honest and hallucinates less.
So let's break this down. Who gets what? Well, the strategy here is pretty brilliant. Free and Plus users get the base GPT-5, which OpenAI is calling a PhD-level assistant. If you're a power user, you can pay for GPT-5 Pro, which gives you more horsepower to get those really deep, comprehensive answers. And here's the clever part. GPT-5 Mini just kicks in if you hit your usage cap, so you're never actually interrupted.
Of course, OpenAI's rivals weren't just going to sit there. Anthropic fired back the very same week. And you can really see the two different strategies clashing. OpenAI went broad, unifying its models to try and win over the masses. Anthropic, on the other hand, went deep. They released Claude 4.1 as a targeted upgrade, doubling down on what it does best, complex coding tasks. Right when everyone was busy comparing GPT-5 and Claude 4.1, OpenAI did something that, well, nobody saw coming. And it's got the entire developer world talking. They released open-weight models for the first time since 2019. Now, if you're not familiar, an open-weight model is when a company just gives away the keys to the kingdom. They publish the core architecture, the weights, so any developer can download it, run it, and even tweak it on their own hardware. This is a huge, huge deal. What this really means is that after years of jokes about being closed AI, the company is finally starting to live up to its name. They're giving developers access to models that are seriously powerful. These things shot straight to the top of the leaderboards, and it's a massive gift to the whole open source community. See, having the best model is one thing, but it's not enough. The real battle, the ground war, is about getting that model into the hands of as many people as possible. And who's on the front lines of that war? Developers. A recent GitHub survey laid out this really cool journey. Most devs start out as skeptics, right? But then they have those little aha moments and become explorers. Pretty soon they're collaborators using AI daily. And finally, they become strategists, basically delegating the grunt work to an AI so they can focus on the big picture. And get this, here's the headline number from that survey. Developers think AI is going to write 90% of their code in the next 2 to 5 years. But here's the thing, they're not scared. They don't see it as a threat. They see it as a massive opportunity to level up their own skills and build way more ambitious stuff. So beyond individual developers, the next big battlefield is institutions. And this week, OpenAI made an incredibly aggressive play for the US federal government. And almost in the same breath, Google fired back, aiming its cannons directly at the next generation, the education sector. I mean, just look at these offers. They are wild. OpenAI is giving its super secure enterprise-grade ChatGPT to every single federal agency for $1. One. Meanwhile, Google is making its premium AI Pro plan totally free for all college students. The price isn't the point. It's about strategy. Both of these giants are racing to embed their technology into these critical sectors for long-term dominance. All right, for this last part, let's zoom out. Let's look past the commercial fights and peer over the horizon, where researchers are using AI to ask some really profound questions.
The standard tests we have for AI are getting kind of old. They don't really test if an AI can actually think on its feet. So, how do you measure real-time strategic reasoning?
Well, Google's answer is pretty cool, the Kaggle Game Arena. The idea is simple. Pit the world's best AI models against each other in super complex games like chess and Go. This isn't just about who wins. It's about creating a totally new, totally transparent way to see which AI can truly reason, plan ahead, and adapt when things get tough.
And here's an even wilder question. What if an AI wasn't just stuck with its training? What if it could actually learn and refine its own thinking while it was working on a problem? That's exactly what Microsoft's new Clio framework is all about. It basically creates a steerable AI that can reflect on its own work, create little feedback loops, and explore different ideas in real time. The results are just staggering. On a set of ridiculously hard biomedical questions, it boosted GPT-4i1's accuracy from a measly 8.5% all the way up to over 22%. That is a massive jump. And this isn't just theory. These breakthroughs are already being used for real-world good. Google open-sourced an AI called Perch that can decipher animal sounds, helping conservationists track endangered species up to 50 times faster. And MIT researchers built an AI that can predict the exact location of any protein in any cell, which could completely change how we diagnose diseases and discover new drugs. So yeah, all of that happened in just 1 week. GPT-5 is out for everyone. We've got an open-source renaissance. A ground war for adoption is raging, and research is pushing the boundaries of what intelligence even means. It really just leaves you with one thought. As this tech gets smarter and faster every single week, what problem will it solve next?